Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel and Happy New Year 2025. You know, at the beginning of New Year's, people like to set New Year's resolutions. They like to set goals to improve themselves, goals for their personal growth, maybe their professional growth, and for their spiritual growth. And I would encourage you to, set a goal for yourself to read the Bible. Set a goal for yourself to, really dig into scripture and really draw closer to the Lord in 2025. If you are reading the Bible, for the first time, or maybe getting into the habit of reading the Bible for the first time, I would encourage you to start with the book of Proverbs. Start with the book of Proverbs. Why? When I was in high school, one of my high school teachers challenged me and my classmates by making the challenge to read a chapter of Proverbs every day. Why? Because the book of Proverbs has exactly 31 chapters. And so if you read a chapter of Proverbs every day for a month, you will have read the entire book of Proverbs in a month, because most months have between 30 and 31 days. So you can read an entire book of the Bible in a month. And so you have that sense of accomplishment. You have that sense that you have, really read a significant portion of the Bible in a month. I would also say that Proverbs is full of so much wisdom and so many life lessons and leadership lessons that I would encourage you, challenge yourself, whether the Bible is not reading the Bible every day, if that's your habit or not, I would challenge you to read the book of Proverbs in a month anyway, because you will gain so much insight and wisdom and life lessons and leadership lessons anyway. For example, the book of Proverbs, it's really like God's Twitter feed, as I like to say, or X, or whatever we're supposed to call it now, because it's very bite-sized. It's very small. It's small sentences and small, thoughts that really pack a punch, that can really just help you navigate so many different situations in life. It says in one of my favorite Proverbs 14:4, it says, "Without oxen, a stable stays clean, but you need a strong ox for harvest." That's very insightful. That's one sentence, but it's very insightful. Without oxen, a stable stays clean, but you need a strong ox for a large harvest. Think about that. So that's saying, if you want to have a clean stable, don't have oxen. But if you want to have a large harvest, you're not going to have a clean stable, because you're going to need a large ox. Think about that. What I pull away, the meaning for that is, if you want your life to be uncomplicated, and you want your life to be, stress-free, clean and tidy, don't invite people into your life, right? But if you want to get a lot out of life, if you want all the blessings of life and everything that you can truly, take out of life, you're gonna need to invite people in, and that might get a little messy. Your stable might not stay clean, right? That's not just applicable to people, but just in general. Think about that. Without oxen, a stable stays clean, but you need a strong ox for a large harvest. You're gonna need to, sometimes get messy to get what you want. The Bible is full, specifically Proverbs is full of, just pieces like that. It says a wise woman, in Proverbs 14:1, a wise woman builds her home, but a foolish woman tears it down with her own hands. If you want your, life to, look a certain way, build it, bless it, but, don't complain about it. If when you complain, you tear it down with your own hands, that's wisdom. There's just so much more. Oh gosh, this is a good one too. Walk with the wise. This is Proverbs 13:20. Walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get in trouble. That goes to the people that you surround yourself, the people that you surround yourself with, your life is going to follow them. So if you want your life to reflect wisdom and reflect positive things, you need to have friends whose lives reflect the direction that you want to go in. But if you are foolish, it says, if you associate with fools, you get into trouble. So if you're hanging out with people and you know they don't make good decisions, your life is not going to end up wise. You're going to get into trouble. And so the book of Proverbs is just full of, you're just full of sentences, full of, individual sentences, just such powerful meaning that can really help you make decisions in your life, help give you perspective, help give you grace for other people, help you make decisions. So I would encourage you to read a chapter of Proverbs every day for a month, to really, one, if you're not already in the habit of reading the Bible, to get in the habit of reading the Bible, because after 31 days, it takes 31 days to establish a habit pretty much. So make the challenge, I'm going to read a chapter of Proverbs every day so that I can get in the habit of reading the Bible. But even if you already have that habit, I would encourage you, read a chapter of Proverbs every day so that you have the wisdom. So that you have the wisdom to make decisions, so that you have the wisdom to be a good leader, so that you have the wisdom to navigate life's lessons. So I would encourage you to read the book of Proverbs. I read it in the New Living Translation, but of course, there's so much, there's benefits to other translations of the Bible. But I would encourage you to read Proverbs, get wisdom, get knowledge. It says, the Bible Proverbs specifically talks about the value of wisdom. It talks about the value of getting understanding. In Proverbs 4:7, it says, getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. And whatever else you do, develop good judgment. That comes from reading the Bible in general, but specifically Proverbs, it's full of wisdom and it's full of good judgment. The interesting thing about Proverbs is that it's written like a parent's advice to their child. And most of it's written like a father's advice to his son. But there are parts of it that are written like a mother's advice to a son as well. And it talks about wisdom almost as a person, getting to know wisdom as a person. And, and I would even say it's like personifying God's wisdom. It's like getting to know God's wisdom as if God's wisdom is a person, and it refers to wisdom as a woman. It says, "Don't turn your back on wisdom, for she will protect you. Love her, and she will guard you." So when you learn God's wisdom, and you learn to cherish wisdom, and you don't turn your back on it when it's inconvenient, that will guard you and protect you. And it, like I said, it says getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. And whatever else you do, develop good judgment. There's so many good things in the book of Proverbs. It also says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. That's very powerful. Think about that. It determines the course of your life. So there's so much wisdom in Proverbs. I really encourage you, start the year strong. Start the year getting wisdom, because it's the wisest thing that you can do. Start the year strengthening your habit of reading the Bible every single day, reading Proverbs, gaining life lessons, gaining leadership lessons, and whatever else you do, developing good judgment, as it says in the Bible. So I'd love to hear, do you have a favorite proverb? Do you have a favorite verse? Have you read through the book of Proverbs before? What translation are you reading the book of Proverbs in? I want to hear from you, and send this video to someone who needs it, okay? So be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and I want to hear from you in the comments. I'll see you later.